We're going to share with you our personal story, the real reason of why we moved to Coconut Creek, Florida. So grab your drink, maybe a little bit of popcorn because it's story time. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph McFarlane.
And I'm Silvana McFarlane.
And if you haven't already, please take this opportunity right now to click the subscribe button below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you can be first to be notified whenever I drop brand new content of what it's like to live in sunny South Florida. If you didn't know, we are the broker owners of Reform Realty, South Florida Homes and Luxury Estates. And as much as we love to make these videos, we would love it even more to be able to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. So the information that you see popping up below is my direct contact information. I'm the actual person who's going to be answering your calls, responding to your texts and to your emails. Never hesitate to reach out and ask if you have any questions at all pertaining to these videos or anything that's real estate related. I'd love to help you. I am literally getting calls and texts from all over the country, all over the world, in fact, in this crazy South Florida real estate market. Again, I love hearing from you, so don't worry, go ahead and reach out. Also, if you find this video to be interesting, engaging, entertaining, I encourage you to share it with somebody who you know so that they can also be informed about what life is like in sunny South Florida. One of the things that I noticed in the preparation of making this video is that a lot of people create content around some of the same exact topics, and they're telling you the same information over and over again. While the information is accurate in most cases, it is our commitment here on this channel to keep you educated, engaged, and hopefully entertained. And so today's delivery is going to be focused much more around real life reasons why our people are moving to Coconut Creek, Florida. And of course, if you're interested in any of those other reasons like pros and cons or top 5 things to do, remember to go ahead and check out my other videos on this channel by clicking in the link at the end of this video, where I cover all of those items in depth. But today, in the best effort to keep you entertained, we're going to share with you our personal story, the real reason of why we moved to Coconut Creek, Florida. So grab your drink, maybe a little bit of popcorn because it's story time with Joe and Sil.
It's story time.
20 years ago, I had the opportunity to move from New York to South Florida, Boca Raton to be exact. I jumped at the opportunity. The moment I got off the plane, I knew that I had arrived. It was in February, the temperature was 75 degrees, there was beautiful palm trees booming out on both sides of the road. I saw exotic birds that I had never seen before, and the beach was just beautiful. People were driving down Palmetto Park Road in red Ferraris with their top down, and I thought that this was the greatest thing that I'd ever seen as a 21-year-old young man. And so, for the next 10 years of my life, I would live in both central Boca Raton and west Boca Raton, enjoying the many spoils of sunny South Florida lifestyle. One of those spoils being, and probably the best, was meeting my wife. And so when my wife and I met in 2006, it wasn't before long. We fell in love, got married, and bought a house together. But where? Coconut Creek. Why? This is the real reason that I'm gonna share with you today. I had lived in Boca Raton for the last 10 years, so I had my presuppositions about Boca, and I was also very comfortable. But there must have been something about Coconut Creek that caused us to move there, and we're gonna share that with you now. Do you remember when we first started to go on the housing hunt, what our options were, what we were considering, and what was in the balance at that time?
We wanted to have space. We wanted to have a backyard. We had a little one back then, possibly get a pet because my husband didn't want a pet for the longest. So we were thinking once we get a house, maybe he'll give us a present and potentially a pool. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of like for me what I wanted and was looking for in a house.
Now, I distinctively remember having some presuppositions about staying in Boca, that it was important because the schools were good or the quality of life was exceptionally good. There was a bit of I will say a status, if you will, that I felt was important at the time. Again, I was a very young man. I still am a young man, but a very young man at the time.
But that's true. You were, when we talked about Coconut Creek, you were like, I like Boca. You know, you were still in that.
There's a saying that South Floridians have. It's kind of silly. It's called Boca Brat. The idea is that if you were born and raised in Boca or you live in Boca, you have like this bratness to it. It's not true, of course, but it is kind of something silly that South Floridians say. But I was acting like a Boca Brat. In fact, I also distinctively remember saying at one time to my wife when we were talking about purchasing a home, saying something like, I will never live west of Military.
No, that is so true.
Military Trail is in central Boca. Out west of that would be Power Line Road or 441, things like that. East, of course, is the beach. Very shallow comment. It's silly, I know. Please don't judge me for it. A lot has changed since then.
It made me more
more mature.
But at the end of the day, I had some pushback on moving away from Boca Raton. And it must have been something special that opened me up, that helped me understand what the value was. And so distinctively, the real reasons why we were moving to Coconut Creek and why most other people are. Do you remember what that is?
We had three major reasons. One was affordability, proximity. It's very close to pretty much everywhere that we need to go. And also the city of Coconut Creek, it's a really nice city.
Yeah, overall it is very nice. So guys, listen, one of the things that you're gonna appreciate about this YouTube channel is that we do not pull any punches. I don't sugarcoat things. I just kind of tell you how it is. I believe that information is a priceless commodity, and I think you're gonna value that. Look, at the end of the day, Coconut Creek is hands down less expensive than Boca Raton. Your money is gonna go much further in terms of price per square footage. I'll give you an example right now, real life. Our property where we live in Winston Park, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, single family home with a pool, valued approximately, give or take, maybe around $600,000. There have been some home sales in our neighborhood as high as 6.25, maybe higher. Gotta check the MLS. Every day there's brand new sales. $600,000 conservatively speaking. If you were to look and try to find the same type of property in Boca, which is just a couple of miles north, you're easily into the $800,000 price point, maybe even $1 million price point. And that's a fact. So back when we were shopping and considering leaving our rental in Boca Raton and looking to purchase a home, budget was extremely important, especially because we were first-time home buyers. And so with our budget and our expectation on square footage, both inside the property and surface area of the surrounding property, we wanted some type of yard so we can have like a fence and a little dog and stuff and maybe a pool. Well, at the time, and this is several years ago, our budget allowed us to achieve that in Coconut Creek and not so much in Boca Raton. And the same follows suit today, only at a much higher price point. And so the first reason is affordability. Coconut Creek is hands down more affordable than its neighboring affluent cities like Parkland and Boca Raton, two very good examples. Savannah, what about location?
We're super centric. We're close to highways, we're close to the beach, we're close to the Everglades, close to Miami, Palm Beach, so it's very centric.
Super centric is a pretty good word to use to describe it. We are centrally located in South Florida. Major highways, casinos, both large and small, tourist destinations, hotels. The beach is 8 miles away, world famous Deerfield Beach Pier. If you want to visit some of the major cities, West Palm Beach, 35 minutes north, Boca Raton, 15 minutes east, Fort Lauderdale, 25 minutes south, Miami Beach, downtown Miami, 40 minutes south. You want to go to the Florida Keys, about an hour and a half south, Key West, all the way down south, approximately, give or take, depending on traffic, 4 to 5 hour drive. There are two major international airports, one in West Palm Beach, the other one's in Fort Lauderdale. You can board a flight, skip over the river, and end up in the Virgin Islands in about an hour and a half. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Miami International Airport, how could I forget, where you can board a flight and travel all the way over the ocean to Europe. Lickety split, it's just that simple. Proximity is key no matter where you live, and Coconut Creek is so centrally located, you're literally close to everything.
Yes.
I mean, you're also close to the Everglades. Think about that. 8 miles from the beach on the east side and maybe 2 miles to the Everglades on the west. Doesn't get much better than that. And as I'm sitting here thinking about all of these great locations that are near Coconut Creek, Florida, I can't help but to think how nice Coconut Creek is in comparison to some of the neighboring towns. I mean, would you agree?
Yes, definitely. We have so many things to do here. We have parks for the kids, we have the reserves, restaurants, shopping plazas. It's really great because everything is within 5 mile radius.
How long have we lived in Coconut Creek?
About 10 years?
Yeah. So I've lived in Florida for about 20 years. I lived in Boca for 10 years, Coconut Creek for the last 10 years. It's funny how time flies. You forget exactly how things are coming and going. But I've been here for 10 years, and for the first time ever in my life, my little daughter and I, 4 years old, went for a stroll through the park in Winston Park into the preserve, the nature preserve, which I have never been before. And we're walking through this really nice manicured path with all of these different types of trees and foliage and plant life overlooking the water. There's wildlife like ducks and birds and alligators probably, but we didn't see any. As I'm walking through and I'm just appreciating God's creation, I thought to myself, you know, I've lived here for 10 years, but I never knew that this nature path was right here, literally down the street from my house, as my daughter and I go strolling down the path. So it is pretty cool. There's a lot that I know, that we know about where we live, and there's quite still a lot to be discovered about. With that said, Coconut Creek overall is a nice place to live. Now, to be completely fair, like I told you before, we don't pull any punches. If you ask somebody who lives over in Boca what they think about Coconut Creek, they may say, you know, it's nice, it's good, it's good. They probably don't think it's as good as Parkland where they live, or as good as Boca where they live. And this is accurate feedback from anybody who actually lives here. But most people who live in Coconut Creek will say that they like it, they love it, it's it's home to them like how it is to me, and that's what I'm telling you now. But I also want to specify that there are communities, neighborhoods, cities that are more desirable in South Florida than Coconut Creek, and I will also say that there are other cities that are much less desirable than Coconut Creek as well, surrounding neighbors. Which reminds me, I just thought of one other bonus reason why people are moving to Coconut Creek. This is something that most people don't know about, and it's probably gonna be a surprise to you. Savannah, do you know what it is?
No, why don't you tell me?
Okay, well, before I do, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you can be first to be notified whenever we drop brand new videos like this one. Also, take this video and share it with a friend or family member if you found it to be entertaining, educational, and engaging. Okay, here it is. You ready? You know how if somebody is an aspiring actor, they may choose to move to Los Angeles or live in Hollywood so they can pursue an acting career at a very high level? How about if somebody was maybe an aspiring executive chef? They may choose to travel abroad or live in New York City, Manhattan, to be amongst the best chefs in the world. Well, Coconut Creek, Florida is actually home to one of the most successful, prominent, known mixed martial arts gyms in the entire world. American Top Team. It's right on 441, just south of Hillsborough Boulevard. This place is pretty interesting. Some of the world's best professional mixed martial arts fighters who fight in the UFC and Bellator, among many other professional organizations, move from all over the world to Coconut Creek, Florida, so they can live and train in Coconut Creek, Florida, so they can pursue a professional career in combat sports. I think that's pretty interesting and cool, and a lot of people didn't know that, but now you do. And that's the real reasons why people are moving to Coconut Creek, Florida. Well, all right, folks, there you have it. Savannah, before we go, is there anything else that you can possibly think of that our viewers might want to know in terms of real reasons of people moving to Coconut Creek?
Well, for once, it's 86 degrees. So how about we go ahead and you take me to lunch?
Yes, I'm hungry too. We're gonna go grab lunch near the water. Love you guys. Many blessings. See you on the next one.